Hey everybody, welcome back to our Valheim playthrough. This is episode 59, and in today's episode we're going to be cracking on with our silver mining on the mountain, and we're probably going to explore a couple more mountains as well. We'll see what we have time for, and you'll notice that from our previous episode we have got a couple of our new silver upgrades. We are wearing one of them currently, which is our wolf cape, which comes with the added bonus of resisting frost damage, so we won't have to worry about the freezing debuff or the cold debuff at nighttime anymore, which is quite nice. Just have a quick sleep first. Notice it's getting close to nighttime, so we might as well sleep through the night and skip this darkness nonsense. And the other new thing you'll notice is that on our action bar at the top of our screen, you'll notice that we now have a new shield, which is the silver shield, made using, I believe it was 8 silver bars and 10 fine wood. We have upgraded it as well, because we had enough spare silver for an upgrade level, but we didn't have enough to make anything else. Although we did completely forget to put a colour scheme on it, which is a bit annoying, but hopefully with our next level of shield we will actually remember to do that. Hopefully. Now, because I want to mine a fair bit of silver from this first little exploration and this first little gathering session, I'm going to knock the boat down with me. Knock it down with me? I'm going to knock it down and take it with me through the portal to the mountain that we have set up. We have placed one mountain portal down. We initially had it next to the first mountain, but we didn't bother keeping it there, as that first mountain was literally right next to our base and had nothing on it apart from a couple of monsters. So we took it with us to our next one, which is the mountain which is further to the east. I believe it's a little bit more northeast, just on the edge of our starting island. And we found a silver vein on there, and we're going to go and clear out the rest of that silver vein, hopefully find some more as well, which would be quite nice, and maybe some other bits and pieces. We do also have a mountain dungeon that I would like to find. And luckily enough, none of the boat pieces will restrict us from going through the portal, so it's a little bit cheaty. I don't think it really is that bad to knock a boat down and build it on the other side. Maybe it's something they might change in future, where you have to have certain things nearby in order to build a boat. At the minute it's just a crafting table, so you can do stuff like this. Now, one of the issues I am going to have when it comes to coming back to this boat and dumping silver off is that we are going to have to run down this quite steep hill every time we want to dump some ore in the boat, so it might be worth our while putting up a cart and then dragging that down, although that will also be quite problematic given that dragging a cart down a very steep hill, especially one that's full of silver, is probably going to drag us rather than us dragging it. But we've also forgotten to bring the wood with us to build a table, which is not fantastic, so just knock a few bushes and trees down and gather the 10 bits of wood we need. I think that should be enough. Is that going to be enough room to build the boat? Looks like the edge of it is just on the coast. Should be alright to build it there. Turn it sideways. Make sure it's lined up properly. Perfect, there we go. And we're just going to put a quick mark down just to make sure that we're aware this is where the boat is. It's not really going to be difficult to find from the portal, but I always like marking the boat just so we know exactly where it is. And now I can showcase the wolf cape and its frost resistance. As you can see, we don't have the frost mead debuff, the frost mead buff, so we're not resistant to frost damage. Actually, do you know what? I think we will go and get some stuff for a cart. We might as well. I don't want to be running up and down a mountain repeatedly with like 30 silver, because with it being an ore, it does weigh quite a lot, and we can only really carry between 20 to 30 pieces on us at a time, so I think taking the cart is probably going to be the better option for us. Yeah, there's only 3 bits in here that we can just move to one of the chests nearby, or we could just build another chest. Just thinking about time saving, but also making it so that we don't have to take ages dragging it up and down. Just grabbing 10 extra wood as well to build another table. Now one thing I might do is I might move the portal with me. Well, we'll think about that. Because it is one thing I do prefer doing when it's on the mountain, which is building... so if you've watched the swamp playthrough when we were mining the iron for the swamp, every time we moved to a new crypt, what we would do is we'd take the portal with us and build the portal on top of the crypt, so that if we ever needed to come back and repair or sleep through the night or anything like that, we could quite easily just jump on top of the crypt and go through the portal. Now I do something similar on the mountain as well, which is every time we move to a new silver vein, I try and... Oh, hello, Mr. Doggo. I'm not going to be able to hit you, are we? Nope. Well, just about. And I'm now I'm out of stamina. Of course I am. Struggling with words today. Ouch. Bad dog. If we're lucky enough to find a whole bunch of silver veins close to each other, we'll probably just have the portal in the middle of those veins, so that we don't have to keep taking it down and putting it up and entering the code in and stuff like that. But just depends on how lucky we get with silver. It could be that this mountain is also quite small and this will be the only silver vein on here, and we might have to move to another one. Or it could be that we find plenty of them in a nice small area so that we can just have the portal in one spot. Oh, that was a good shot. Down you go, Mr. Drake. Give us your freeze gland. We want to make some more of that ice cream. Oh, hello. One of the other things we built with our silver that we brought back in our last episode was a butcher's table, which is an upgrade to our cooking station, which gave us, I believe, cooking station level 3, which gave us 2 new recipes, one of those being ice cream, which uses freeze glands, and the other item it uses is grey dwarf eyes. So we are going to have to look at going on a bit of a grey dwarf hunt to gather tons of eyes, because ice cream is a stamina food, it's a good level of stamina food as well, and we're going to want some of it. But obviously we need grey dwarf eyes for portals as well, so yeah, we might need to go on a bit of a hunt. I have heard that you can set up specific like spawners and farmers and stuff like that for grey dwarves so that you can passively farm these things whilst you're off doing other stuff, but I don't know, I think we'll be able to gather enough just from going to a grey dwarf spawner, like the nest, and just letting them spawn repeatedly, killing them off. It'd be even better if we do it at night time, because then we have a higher chance of 1 and 2 star grey dwarf so that we get more items per kill. Now I've just remembered the biggest mistake I made from the last time we were here, which is that I didn't put a mark down for where the silver was that we were mining, so now we're going to have to try and go and find it somewhere. Oh, hello, skeleton. Ow. Well, to be fair, that didn't really hurt. What's in this chest? Oh, some frost arrows, some gold. We don't really need the pearls. Quite sad there weren't any onion seeds, but we do have some growing already that should be done soon, I hope. Oh, there's another drake. Hello. He's noticed us. There's even another one flying off in the distance there, but hopefully we don't need to attack that one. Although, I think if we start mining, he'll probably hear that and fly his way over. I think we're better off just trying to take him down now. Can we sneak him? Did we get him? I don't think we got him. I think he flew inside that cloud, so we couldn't really see if we hit him or not. Where the heck is this? Oh, it's right here. It's right next to me. I'm just being blind. Ignore me. We build the cat here. Yep, it's going to roll down, but if we roll it into the table, there we go. Oh, hello. We have doggo friends. Run away. No, bad dogs. I don't have my weapons out. Go away. Ah, okay, so we're just going to pop bone this. This will let us take a lot less damage from these wolves. Oh, hello. In our last episode, I referenced that there was a mountain version of the troll. Well, meet the mountain version of the troll. It is a stone golem, and we are quite possibly using the worst weapon to attack it, which is a blunt weapon, as it's a massive thing made of stone. And yeah, blunt weapons aren't going to do very much damage against this, but we are going to try and parry it. Now, with this one, there's a few different variations of this. I think there's only 2 different variations, actually. The first one is the one that you can see here. Now, the best way to tell the difference between the variations is their hands. As you can see, this one has 2 giant boulders for hands on each. Sorry, 2 giant boulders for his hands. And he's doing these very heavy, very long winding up slam attacks on us. He does one with one arm that you have to be very careful of, because he moves it back very slowly for the wind up, and then when he goes to hit, he throws it very fast. So you need to make sure you're timing it for when you see his arm pull back and then start swinging. You need to start, that's when you need to block in order to parry it. But you can parry it, as you saw with our silver shield. We parried a couple of those attacks. And then his second attack is the same as the troll, where he uses both hands in a kind of club motion above his head and slams it into the ground. Now with these golems, they did drop something called crystal, which we have picked up, and we have unlocked a couple of new recipes with that crystal. One of them being a crystal battle axe, which I'm not sure if I'm going to make. It is a weapon I've used in previous playthroughs, and it wasn't fantastic, but we might look at using it in this one. We'll just have to wait and see. But the other variation of stone golem is that you'll notice one that has these stone spikes for hands instead, and this one has differing attacks, which I will try and explain if we see one of those. We probably will, because stone golems can be quite frequent, especially now that we know there's one that spawns nearby. Don't think it'll be very long before we see another one of those. And that was the reason why I popped the bone mass buff, was because these stone golems, the same way as fighting a troll, the same way as fighting an abomination from the swamp, they are quite difficult if you don't know what you're doing, or if you mistime a block. So I just wanted to have that blunt and piercing and slashing damage reduction, just in case. The last thing we want to do is die on the mountain and have to run back up here with no clothes, especially considering we only have one of these capes. There were some other recipes that we unlocked with the crystal, which I'll try and remember to cover if we're next to the crafting table or the forge. Oh, hello doggo. You see how he's doing barely any damage to us because of the buff we have. Bone Mass's buff is really good. Now, one thing you'll need to do when you're mining silver is that you will need to follow along the pathway you'll need to follow along the silver vein itself. I actually recommend doing this, what I'm doing now, before you start mining the silver out itself. Uncover all of the silver so you know how big it is, just so that you know how big your task is for when you're mining it out. But this way you also get to see how big the vein is and roughly the shape of it, and most of them will kind of look like this. One thing you will have noticed as well before we started mining out this clump was that we kind of followed the path again. We kind of followed another vein, or another part of the vein that had split off in another direction, and we got the rest of that first. Sometimes you will see silver veins that will do that. Sometimes you'll have silver veins that will just be this one long clump of it. And then sometimes you'll see ones that split off in different directions and you'll have to kind of follow those. So a good way to do the silver is just to kind of mine it out. And you also might have noticed while we were mining this chunk out, we were walking along and hitting the very bottom level of the stone, the ground area around it, and that was mining out all of it rather than having to start at the top and work our way down each time. So again, it's just a bit of a time-saving thing that you can do when you're trying to mine the whole area out. We might need a bit of a pickaxe upgrade as well, again, although it's iron, just because we're already on about half durability, and we've only mined out a little bit so far. For anyone that was wondering, with the stone golem, you can use the pickaxe as a weapon. It's difficult to time it, right, because the pickaxe takes quite a while to swing, and you have to be stood right next to it. So you'd have to wait, maybe parry the golem and then try and swing your pickaxe. But it will do extra damage because it is a pickaxe and it's piercing damage. I'm not sure if piercing damage itself is what the golems are weak to. I think it's just a pickaxe because, again, it's kind of like a clump of stone and you're mining it with a pickaxe, so that kind of makes sense that you'd do extra damage with that. But shooting a piercing arrow at it isn't really going to do much damage. It has been a while since I've fought a stone golem, so I can't really remember if arrows are, if it's piercing damage it's weak to, or if it's just pickaxes. So pickaxe is kind of like a mixture of piercing and blunt, because it's a heavy-headed pickaxe that you're swinging with quite a bit of force, but then it's got the sharp tip as well, so it's a little bit of both. Okay, well, we're starting to run out of carry weight. Oh no, sorry, we're starting to run out of inventory room, considering there is a... Oh, we're being attacked by a drake. We must have attracted it from nearby. Where are you? Ah, there you are. Yeah, you can see with our action bar at the top, we've got a pile of stone in there, so I'm guessing we're starting to run out of actual room in our inventory. Oh, what a shot. I do like it when you shoot them down when they're flying past. I think we might as well, seeing as we're out of the hole, might as well dump all of our silver in there. Oh god. That's okay, I think we kind of slid down the edge rather than just dropping completely. Now, I'm going to do the same thing here as I did with some of our copper and tin mining, which was I'm just going to dump the stone nearby. We don't exactly need lots of stone right now, especially considering we have built our stone building. Again, it's very rudimentary and doesn't really doesn't have much of a beauty behind it, any kind of decent looks, but function over beauty. It's something that we might do future episodes on, or I might make a different series, like maybe a Let's Build. I'm not really sure. We have done an episode or two of something like that, so maybe we'll do more of that in future. I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm not exactly a very artistic person when it comes to building buildings, so I'm not sure what the if there would be any kind of interest in doing something like that, especially considering we haven't even made it to the Ashlands yet, so we've still got quite a bit of playthrough left to go. I think this is more silver here. Let's keep mining it just to be sure. I can't really tell if this is the end of the vein or if there's... Yeah, silver vein. It just highlighted when we said it there. There we go. And I think that is all the silver from this vein in particular. Oh, hello, Drake. Looks like a bigger one. I know it's not, but it just kind of looks like it is. Alright, now dump the stone. Instantly pick up some more. Dump some more stone. This is one of the reasons why I climb out of these holes before I fight these. Obviously, I mean, there is a benefit to fighting them when you're in these holes, because it does make them come at you from a certain angle, and it makes it easier to shoot them down, but it does also make it easier for them to hit you, because they have to fly closer, which means that their shots won't be as spread out when they're firing their ice blasts at you, so they can hit you with a few of them. But again, as you saw there, that ice blast barely even touched us. It was not dangerous in the slightest, so... Is it going to work? Yes, it is. I couldn't remember if we still had our home portal from the swamp. I thought we took it down. But honestly, fighting drakes is really not difficult. They're not dangerous at all. They're really... The only time I'd ever be worried fighting a drake, or considering fighting a drake, would be if we were, say, on the edge of the mountain and it had quite a sheer drop. I might be a bit concerned that I get knocked off it. Or... if I'm low health, or if I'm being chased by a bunch of wolves. But again, drakes are probably the least dangerous enemy from the mountain. At least of the ones that I've seen. Just going to empty everything into some chests. Got some more of these freeze glands. There we go. We've got over 20 of them now. That's over 20 drakes that we've killed. I didn't realise we killed that many. And it is night time, so we will sleep through the night. Although we probably should spend a night or two on the mountain so that I can show some of the evening time creatures that you'll see on there. Maybe we'll have a couple of sessions in future where we actually have some evening or some nighttime on the mountain. I think there's only 1 or 2 creatures that spawn at night time. I might even be wrong, it might even just be 1. It's been a while since I've been on the mountain. It's not like, with the mountain, it's not like Black Forest or Meadows, it's not everywhere, and you don't really have to travel through mountain to get to another biome, so it's not somewhere that we're going to be spending a huge amount of time. There is going to be a future episode at some point, I have mentioned this, but there is going to be a future episode at some point where we tame wolves. Obviously I'm going to want to tame 2 of them. There we go, put our wishbone back on, we can now sense hidden objects, so hopefully if there's any more silver on this particular mountain, we can find it. We're going to put a marker down for the cart as well, just so that we know where the cart is. So obsidian, might as well grab this while we're here. Oh, hello, I thought I heard you. Oh, nice. Oh, we dropped a head. Thank you very much. We are going to need the Drake trophy for something. I think one of the armor pieces needs Drake trophy. I could be wrong, but I think the helmet for the armor piece needs Drake trophies. A little bit more obsidian. Might as well gather a chunk of it just in case. Even with things that I don't know if, or I don't think they have any future uses outside of the biome that you discover them in. So for obsidian and stuff from previous biomes, even though I know there isn't going to be much use for this obsidian, I'm still going to gather quite a bit of it. I say quite a bit. We'll gather a stack or 2 of obsidian. It's just in case for future biomes there have been new recipes put in for that could use some of these items. So maybe in the Mistlands or the Ashlands there might be a few recipes that use obsidian. Oh, hello. We just had a. Oh no, there we go. We've got the wishbone is going off. Are we heading the right way? Yes, we are. The pitch is going up. Oh, it went a bit quiet. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's gone quieter, so it's back this way. I think it's up on this bit here. Yep, there we go. So you can see how frequently and how high-pitched the sound from the wishbone is and how frequently the sparks are coming out. That means we're right on top of it. There we go. We can see some silver there. Right at the top of the mountain as well. Although for some reason we've mined it out and it's still flashing at us. Maybe there's another thing nearby, or maybe we just need to uncover some more of it. It's quite awkward that it's right on top of this peak here because we we can't really. We have to kind of mine out a lot of this peak in order to see it. There we go. We can see the silver vein there. You can stop. You can stop now, wishbone. We know. We found it. Should we? Let's keep mining it out. Maybe we have to uncover some more of it. Maybe it's quite a large vein of silver, or maybe there's something else nearby. I'd be very lucky if there were 2 silver veins. Oh no, there we go. It's stopped now. I think we just had to hit it with the pickaxe, and that made it stop. Fortunately enough, this one is right next, like right by the surface, so it should be quite easy and quite a quick job for us to uncover it in order to mine it out. Although it could curve downwards into the ground a bit more, so we might still need to mine down a bit in order to uncover the rest of it. Let's try and get his stuff before it rolls down the hill, or rolls down the mountain, thank you. We're going to have to be careful where we put the cart up here as well, because this is literally right on the edge of a sheer like face of the mountain, so if the cart rolls off the edge it's going to disappear. How far is this bit going to go down? Is it still going? There's a little bit there. I think that might be the end of it. Yes, that's the end. Right, let's just uncover the rest of this. Now this isn't something I've tested with silver, so if any of you have played Valheim and have tested this out and it does work, feel free to let me know, although this has already been recorded and I'm already past the mountain, so letting me know isn't gonna change what happens in future episodes, but if this is a thing that you can do, I wouldn't mind knowing for future playthroughs. With silver, does it react in the same way that other stone blocks and other ore blocks work? So you might have noticed in a couple of our copper mining episodes, what we've done is that we've mined out all of the ground around a block of copper or a block of tin or something like that. I think it's just copper that we've done it with. And once it was completely disconnected from the ground altogether, so even I think it was half attached to a stone block as well, like a big block of stone. Once we finished mining it out, the whole thing crumpled and kind of fell down. We had to smash like one part of it and the whole thing crumpled and everything mined at once. Do you know if it's possible to do that with silver? Because it would make sense, and it would be a lot easier rather than just having to sit here and whack the silver node over and over again in each individual piece in order to mine the whole thing out. Whereas if we could just mine all the ground out around it, hit it a couple of times to break one bit, and then the whole thing just shatters, it certainly would make life a lot easier in future. Oh, here we go. You can see this this vein is kind of splitting off into two different directions, so we kind of have to split our digging. There you go. You can also see that because I've mined down a bit, and I'm just hitting hitting the ground at the bottom, it's mining out the whole level, so I don't have to start from the top and work my way down. Again, it's just a quicker way, and it also makes it easier for smoothing out the ground. So let's say you wanted to build a mountaintop base, but the peak of your mountain was too small for you to build that base. You could work your way down a little bit and then just mine it around on that same level. Oh, here's a golem. Aha, this is the golem with the stabby hands. Ouch. So this one does quite a lot of damage, I will say, although it looks like it's only one hand that has the spike on it. The other hand is just it looks like a basic hand. But you can see he's got two different attacks there. He's got kind of like a backhand that's kind of like a wide sweeping arc that he does, and then he's got the kind of stab attack, which is the forward motion. So this is the stab, and you can parry that. And I believe you can also parry the backhand as well. Although the backhand is kind of awkward to parry because, again, it's another delayed one. He kind of moves his arm around his body, kind of positions it for the swing, holds for a second or two, and then swings. And he's also nearly killed us, so we need to back off a little bit. Regenerate a bit of health. And that does a lot of damage. Apologies, I'm a bit gassy. That does a lot of damage, that backhanded swing. We're also forgetting that we can just dodge roll instead of having to block. Oh my god, I'm nearly dead. Am I on 1 health? Oh my lord! Run away! Run away, run away. Go away, Mr. Golem. I don't want to die to you. Let's regenerate a little bit of health, please. That did so much damage. Dodge roll. Yes, perfectly timed. Oh, we need to regenerate some health. We also need to finish him off so we can not be worried about dying. Go away, Golem. I do not have your precious. We are not sneaky nor little. There we go. Wow. There's some more crystal as well for us. Let's eat some more food. I noticed our food was running out there. We are regenerating 10 health every 5 seconds, which is quite nice. That does help throughout combat. Quick little obsidian break. Alright, let's go back and grab the cart and the bench and the portal and everything else. I'm not sure why I'm picking up all the stone, that's just silly. Just dump it all. Might as well leave it here because we're not really going to need it. Plus, if we really do need it, we could always just come back in future and pick it all up. I don't think we will because there's plenty of stone, like boulders and clumps and stuff. This is trying to fall down the mountain. Stop it. Stop it. Oh no. Oh, it's okay, it's hit a tree. Again, problem number 1 with using a cart on the mountain. It's a mountain, the cart always wants to go down. And then dragging it around, especially with increased weight of all the items in the cart, is going to make it quite tough to pull around, but we should be alright, hopefully. Okay, so I think the silver vein's just up here, So if we can put it right next to the vein, we should make it quite easy for us to just dump all the stuff in here. Maybe if we dump it against this tree, that will... or maybe this rock. I think this rock will work. I think if we drop it here, would it be alright? Yeah, there we go. And then if we put the bench down, we can put the bench like here, just in case the cart does start rolling. It should hopefully roll into the bench. And then portal there, which should block the other side. Oh, I'm missing something. What am I missing? Ah, I put the portal stuff in here. Right, there we go. Portal, put that there. So that's kind of like a little boxed off area, so the cart shouldn't roll down the hill. Well, hopefully shouldn't roll down the hill. Right, change the tag to home. I was thinking that I should use the Mountain 1 tag, but then realised that the Mountain 1 tag already has a portal. It's right by the coast where the boat is. That one is still connected. We do have a second mountain portal, but I don't think we have a tag on this end, which we'll probably have to do. I don't know, maybe we do. Maybe we have a Mountain 2, I think. We'll have to double check that in future. Healing mead, yes please, we're definitely going to need you. How are we doing? About 47 obsidian, which is pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. Right, let's knock the portal down, pop it back in the cart. Just on the off chance that any nearby creatures notice the portal and decide to fly over, and then notice us mining out this silver here. We should probably start from this end, yeah. I was a little bit worried there that if this part of the silver vein does collapse all at once, I don't want some of the silver to go rolling down the side of the mountain. Oh, I thought we'd attract someone straight away. Again, it's the problem with being right at the top. Come on, one more shot. Ah, come on. Die. That was a terrible shot. Yes, there we go. Couldn't tell if I saw something rolling down the mountain there. Kind of looked like it did. Is there something down there? Oh, I think it's just the kind of like the not the spell effects, but kind of like the visual chunks of rock that kind of come off when you break a piece of the stone. So it's not like you see all those big stone clumps there, stuff that I can't pick up, but it's more of a visual thing. I think it's one of those that's rolling down the side of it a little bit that just kind of confuses me and makes me think, oh god, am I always running away? Oh, wolf, go away. Get parried. Come on. Ouch. See how much damage we're taking now that we don't have the bone mass buff. It's a big difference. He probably did about 3 times as much damage to me there as he did as the previous wolf did when I had the buff on. Okay, we're going to continue mining this silver. We're probably going to continue mining this all the way to the end of the episode. Probably going to give it a few more minutes, but we'll keep mining away. Again, apologies. I know this part of the playthrough is never the most fun to watch. It's like watching paint dry. You're just basically sitting here watching me mine out ore. That's one of the reasons I quite like the idea that mining on a mountain or mining anything anywhere, the noise that you're making whilst mining is attracting nearby creatures. Did something fall down there? Yes. Is that stone? I'm just going to dump the rest of the stone. I think that's stone down there. Yeah, it is. Let's put our girdle back on so that we can carry more. I completely forgot to do that on our previous vein. We should probably do that. Swap between the girdle, Meganod's girdle, the increased carry weight belt that we've got, and then the wishbone so that we can find more veins. Because obviously we don't need to wear the wishbone now because we've already discovered this vein and there isn't anything else nearby, otherwise it would still be pinging at us. But yeah, one of the reasons I quite like the way that they've made the noise of you mining a vein of metal attract nearby enemies. I quite like it, especially with it was quite annoying in the Black Forest. I will be honest, because we got swarmed by grey dwarfs constantly, despite them not being that dangerous. It was still annoying to deal with, but it also kind of breaks up the mining for you as well. So if you're a bit like me and you can't really stand to do the same task for hours and hours. Not that we have to do mining for hours and hours, but if you can't really stand to do something like this where you have to sit and mine away and whacking away like at the ore, then having the occasional break. See that wolf behind us there? The occasional break every now and then with a creature. Where is that wolf going? I'm over here. Why did you run up behind me then run away? It just kind of breaks up the whole process. So it's not that you have to spend an entire hour whacking away at some ore to mine it out. You'll spend about 50 minutes of that hour mining at the ore, and then 10 minutes will be broken up sporadically throughout that hour, fighting off enemies that are coming to attack you. So I quite like that. And then obviously there is the chance of the raids happening as well. Obviously we had the wolf raid literally the minute we walked onto our first mountain, so that clump of stone fooled me there. How are we doing? We've got two and a bit stacks of silver, so that's 67 in total, so that would make all 3 pieces of our armour. But obviously we are going to want to make weapons, and we're also going to want to upgrade those weapons in that armour, so we're going to need some more silver. I can't remember what the upgrade amount is. I think it starts off with 5 and then 10 and then 20 per piece, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway, I think we'll call the episode here, as we're getting quite close to the end, and we'll resume our next one with finishing off this silver clump and exploring the rest of this mountain. So, thank you everybody for watching, I hope you've enjoyed, and I shall catch you in our next episode.